Hi everyone, it's John Bernier again. I'm your Twelpforce lead. Hopefully most of you recognize me by now. I'm excited today to introduce to you a new tool that we're going to put in your hands, and it's called BBYFeed. It's actually a website. The URL is www.bbyfeed.com. And let me give you a brief summary of why we think we need a tool like this, another tool, right? So bear with me. But billions of years ago, the Earth was formed by rocks that coagulated into one place, right? But imagine each of those rocks existed before the Earth did. Think of data the same way, right? We have billions of bits and pieces of data that are out there that exist to serve one or two or three purposes, right? What we aim to do with Feed is actually collect all that data into one place, creating a warehouse of data that we can make searchable and accessible by both customers and employees alike. So what we're trying to do with Feed is collect all that information into one place, make it accessible to you so that you can get smarter because of your peers, or that our customers can get smarter because of us. We want to connect people to the right information at the right speed in the right place. So let me take you through this tool that we've built, this tool that is 80% finished, 70% finished. It's not done. I don't know that it'll ever be done, but it's a tool that we think is a step in the right direction, allowing us to extract data that is otherwise hard to find on Twitter. For those of you who are heavy users of Twelpforce, you'll understand that while we're doing a great job talking to customers in a one-to-one manner, sharing that information, we can do better in making that information more accessible to customers. So let me take you through the website, and we'll see what you think. So if you visit www.bbyfeed.com, the first thing that will come to is our social media guidelines and blogging guidelines, as well as the site terms of use. What you'll need to do is acknowledge that you've read those, and then we can move on. When you get to Feed, you'll log in using your enterprise credentials, and once you've logged in, you will come to the home page. This is the page that all employees will see. On that home page, you'll see a stream of conversations that are happening right now via Twitter. You'll see customer interactions, you'll see employees responding to questions, and this is where you can kind of jump into the fray. If you see a question that you'd like to answer, you can do it via the website. You can tag your responses. The site will respond to the customer in the platform in which the question was asked. Right now it's Twitter. We imagine it being much more than that in the future, but today that's what it is. You can also you can also view unanswered questions by clicking on the tab above. You'll see any question that has yet to be answered by our Twelpforce team, allowing you to, instead of searching through the feed for unanswered questions or pairing questions with answers, see them in that bucket and allowing you to select which ones you might want to handle. The one thing that you'll notice in engaging in this is that we have freed you from the confines of 140 character responses. We've given you the ability to answer in as many characters as you'd like and provide as much information as it needs to get back to that customer. So we think that's a feature that you think that we think you'll like. Another tab that you can click on up above is My Conversations. So if you are engaging with a customer in any way, shape, or form, this is a place that buckets your conversations attached to your username together. So you can keep track of all the different conversations you might be having with customers out there in one place. I think it's a pretty handy and convenient feature, and we'd like to know how you like it. If you'd like, you can also use the Create an Entry tab. So if you are someone who accesses data frequently or creates content, you can create an entry within the site that will allow that information to appear as a part of the data that is shared with customers or employees regularly. And what I mean by that is, if you click on the Search tab next, you can type in any search term you'd like. Let's say it's Xbox. What you'll see is any conversation or all of the conversations that are happening, including that search term. So if it's routers, printers, network devices, etc., and you'd like to create an entry that explains something in more detail, you can feel free to do that here, and that information will be accessible to customers. If you're an employee who would like to tap into your peers, you can ask Twelpforce, or you can ask this network of people a question yourself. Simply click on the Ask a Question tab, and you will be submitting your question to the main feed, allowing anyone to engage and answer. This is really a way for us to help ourselves become smarter, because we know that data that I referenced earlier in this video, the stuff that exists in the rocks around the company, is sometimes hard to find. It's not intentional, but that expertise sometimes lives in different places. So this will allow you to tap into your employee network of peers, and hopefully give you better, more quick answers to the questions that you might have as you navigate this space. Finally, and this might be the most important tab, is the feedback tab. I mentioned that this site is not done. It's not nearly done. What we think we have is a minimal viable product. What that means is we're ready to launch it. We're ready to get feedback from you. We're ready to help shape the future of what this piece of, or this tool becomes, based on feedback we hear from you. So let me ask you this. Please be liberal in the feedback that you give us. We want to hear where the site works. We want to hear where the site doesn't work. We want to hear what we need to change, and we want to hear about what we need to consider in the future. We're going to rely on you to help shape this. So if you come across anything, if you have a question, if you have something you'd like to share, or here's how something could work better, please use the feedback tab, send it to us. We will listen. We can't promise that every piece of feedback that we get will be acted upon, but we want to leverage the wisdom of the crowds here and implement changes that affect the most people possible. We want to be efficient with the changes that we're making, and we want to help shape this into a tool that you find infinitely valuable in the future. So thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful. As always, I'm at BernierJohn on Twitter, or john.bernier@bestbuy.com if you want to send me an email. Thanks, everyone.